Greetings, comrades. Things are heating up in Arizona. The fascism in Texas has become apparent, and Canada continues to be the literal bitch of both the US and the UK. Shout out to the Falcone General. You have fulfilled every request that the cadres of Arizona have asked of you. Your solidarity with the lumpen trans community of Arizona, Nevada, and Texas has been recognized. Your dedication to class suicide is an inspiration, and the details are for no one to understand other than those in the know. Mike Stokely has given those a new resolve. You inspire me, comrade, and you have educated me so much. You are forever the line holder of MRN, and any more line holders are required to be lumpen proletariat. I have a message from comrade number 3 that will play now.
Solidarity to everyone. I, comrade number 3. Being dramatic as fuck right now. Just listen to all the bullshit that we have to go through every day. I shit you not, the world's getting a lot worse, but we're working together more, so that's a good thing. So just a quick tidy of what's to happen. Luke and Stone, you guys gotta talk it out like men, and we gotta settle it like men. We all have to take a position and understand. If we fail to understand, there's a failed communication, there is no theory and manifesto in motion. And to Falcone and Stone, you guys still have first privileges on the first interview, and that's later to be discussed, but not until all this blows over. Hope you're all doing well. I'm holding in. Hope you're doing too. Talk to you all soon.
Let me start by saying to the Falcone General that you have waited a long time to interview comrade number 3. The same is true for lumpen third worldist. He is currently in a crisis that me and Stone have talked about. I will explain all that I can to you. We don't speak enough, comrades, and that's my fault. Now, I'm going to preface this video saying that this is a criticism video, but it is also a video that makes affirmations. As Jason's successor, it is my responsibility to issue these criticisms. Now, to say I'm his successor, this in no way means he's stepping down anytime soon. I have only failed to issue these criticisms thus far because the people I talk about are over-criticized and slandered all the time. Like, fucking all the time. When this happens, it can make honest criticism look nothing more than slander. So after each criticism, there will be an affirmation. Stoned, do you know why comrade number 3 sent this video? He sent it because he wants you and me to discuss the way that you talk. Sometimes you can be too judgmental. I'll talk to someone and reach out by saying the first thing you do is look for something wrong with them, and sometimes you hyper-focus on that. Sometimes you neglect to look at the totality of a person. Now, I know why you do this. Certain people have gotten close to us and burned us pretty badly. However, diplomacy is useful, and not all contradictions are breaking points. Now, sometimes I find it very hard to bring up things to you. You and Dr. Weisfeld are similar in the way that you're both intelligent. However, this can bleed over into a mechanical response to criticism. You know, we've had conversations and how tense they've gotten at times, and we need to be able to get across our points to each other without stepping on each other's words. I mean, you remember how tense some of those conversations we had about Gonzalo and stuff were? Comrade number 3 can feel tense at times, and sometimes he feels like you're listening to him but not actually hearing him out. Now, the thing is though, in terms of affirmations, MRN is fucked without you, Stoned. Which is why you're slandered by fascists all the time. Nazis fear Stoned because he's an ex-fascist with a very special insight on how they operate. Now, I had a similar experience, not quite the same. I was never a full-on fascist. But the right-wing rabbit hole affects a lot of people our age, and a lot of the propaganda got to me after the Manchester Arena attack. And the right-wing likes to groom people like me and Stoned, young, vulnerable lads, usually with some learning difficulties or stuff like autism. who are isolated, and I'd like to make a video with you on that at some point. Stones, I wouldn't be here if you weren't here. You gave me the strength to learn, move forward with media, politics, and activism. And when I'm struggling to find someone to talk to, you're one of the few people who can understand me. You're a person who understands, an empath, a brother. You're a genius in terms of dialectics. The way you can internally correct yourself, your instinctive read of people, issues, and problems. You think in dialectics, and your insight is invaluable. You have the smartest analytical mind out of any of us. You terrify aristocrats because you can stab into their shit like a scalpel. You're the line holder because you're the only one I trust out of everyone to call me out. There are others who could call me out, but you would be the most accurate. Comrade Net is guilty of squireism. You have coddled Dr. Weisfeld from criticisms at times, and I'm not surprised you've laid off of Dr. Weisfeld due to him being attacked and slandered consistently, but it's been difficult leaving Dr. Weisfeld too ignorant of his issues and problems. Also, sometimes you burn yourself out and it doesn't help anyone, especially not you. When you're not in a good state, you aren't productive. And just harming yourself more won't fix that. So you need to get your priorities in order and need to be able to take a step back and sometimes just let people help you. Net, I can't begin to thank you enough for all you've done for me. I wouldn't have had the confidence to continue this channel, and you've helped me to find my true politics. You've helped me self-actualize and to hone my mind into what it is today. You've helped me learn, not just politically, but as a person in general. Net, out of all of MRN besides the old guard, you are the wisest member of MRN. And you're one of the wisest people I've met in general. You're a teacher, Net. You help people grow, and without you, Jason would still be isolated. I can't thank you enough. You're a teacher, a cleric, and a brother. Jason, I know you think you're, as you put it, just some guy on the internet, but Jason, you're a theorist. You've written theory, you've got books and stuff, and you're also an important rebel journalist. However, you've had huge issues with your isolation, and this didn't help. But you know how you could act sometimes, and it was difficult to talk to you and get through to you when you were at your low points. What I'm going to say next needs to be prefaced that Jason Hunter is not a transphobe. However, he has said some stuff that was ignorant of him, and he regrets what he said, and he should regret what he said. However, people did used to bully Jason and pick on him. He didn't know a lot about the trans issues back in 2015, 2016 when people targeted him and harassed him. And he lashed out due to that bullying and targeting. However, this did make him say things that were in ignorance. Jason's rant videos often didn't come from a good place mentally. When you, along with myself, Comrade Net and Dr. Weisfeld founded the Intercommunalist Convergence together, we solidified that you were not alone anymore, that the MRN was a network, and that you have friends. Jason, you founded MRN for a reason, and there is a reason that you lead. You're a theorist, a rebel, a journalist, and a friend, and more than that. If I hadn't talked to you on voice chats, watched your vids and stuff, I wouldn't be where I am today. You're respected by street cadres for your consistent highlighting of real issues as well as uplifting the struggle of activists and revolutionaries. The far left probably wouldn't be on YouTube without you putting up those videos all that years ago. I can't list everything you've done for me. You helped MRN go from one guy to a camera to a media group which brings forward the struggles of the masses. You have highlighted the struggles of the lumpen trans community and the issues within, the victimization, the violence, and the discrimination. The lumpen, the third and fourth world peoples trust you for being a mouthpiece for their struggles. You are the best communicator out of all of us. You are a theorist, a rebel, a brother. You are the Maoist rebel Jason Unruh. I too deserve criticism. Sometimes I just coasted and did what was asked. I had no motivation. My personal life hasn't been going too great the past few months, and the past year was also rough, so I had a lot of those personal issues, and I became upset and closed off in a lot of cases. In a lot of cases, it became all about business, and I just asked people to send me like work to do without actually communicating or talking, especially when a family member of mine had some issues. Sometimes I've been overly defensive and sensitive on topics, and I've not made enough effort to contact the people I'm supposed to help, namely Falcone. I've snapped at net and stoned before, and I've not meant to, but I'm only recently starting to feel better after all the shit I've been through. In this, I've also let myself play on autopilot and have been negligent. I shouldn't have, and I regret it, and I hope to do better. Comrade number 3 grants first privileges of interview to Stoned and Falcone. This has not changed. My next video will go into detail on the term fourth positionism, used by second positionists, i.e. socialists who don't like to call themselves communists, and how fascists have used this term to hide forms of modern fascism. These people are really just third positionists. See you, Cadres.